Today's story begins with a couple who are not feeling good about their plans. Actually, today their plan is to rob a grocery store for which they are fully prepared. However, even after robbing the whole store, Lena was not satisfied because she saw a box behind the cashier, and she started insisting to open it. But the cashier warns her that she does not have what she wants from him. That's why she did not open it. But Lena was greedy. That's why she opened it. Then she heard the sound of a bullet. We go straight to a desolate jungle, where a lonely girl has been wandering for a long time due to hunger. She had no one with her. I don't know what happened to her in the past. She is in this condition now. But now she sees a wooden hut in front of her. She immediately went inside it. Inside, she found food, a bag full of provisions. Whatever she touched, she started eating. But then she heard someone's scary voice from the outside. There is someone who is coming this way. As soon as this fear started, the stuff was hidden under a bed there. That's when that person came inside. He had an axe in his hand, but his face was not clearly visible. She picked up her food bag and walked quietly. There was stuff hidden below. It was quietly hidden. When some time passed, she decided that she should get out of here now. That's why she decides to run away immediately. But then she suddenly ran into the same man whose name was Ryan. But he didn't hurt her, but he helped her. The man apologizes to her for thinking she had stolen the food. She had been hungry for 2 days. Actually, her car broke down. In the middle of the road, her husband passed by and went to the petrol pump for help. But he hasn't returned yet. Coincidentally, Ryan's car has also broken down. In fact, he has been stuck here for 3 days. As soon as she heard this, Claire got scared and said that she would have to go. For her husband, it may be possible that he has come. So Ryan also goes with her, but there was no one there. That's why they both leave a note there. They came back to the same hut with some warm clothes. At night, the temperature here drops a lot. That's why Ryan tells her to fold the blanket, which she had brought from the car. But she didn't understand why her husband left her alone in the middle of the forest. He could have taken her with him. So Claire told him that she was pregnant. That's why he must have done this. After hearing this, Ryan tells her to sleep on his bed, and he himself talks about sleeping on the ground. Before going to sleep, he gave her drinking water, which he had brought from a nearby lake. But the strange thing was that when he went back the next day, he was not a sign of the lake. But with these confusing questions, they both go to sleep. In between, Claire also has a bad dream, which wakes her up early in the morning. But Ryan can't see her anywhere around. When she went out, she found a girl with white hair unconscious. She immediately took her inside the hut. Here, Ryan takes out some fuel from his car so that they can put it in Claire's car so that they can get out of here. Here, the girl with white hair comes to her senses. Then we can recognize, hey, this is Lena, the same girl who steals at the grocery store. But how did she come here? Now when she saw Claire, she thought she was a bad woman, and this place is hers. So Claire told her the whole story. But still she doesn't believe her. That's why she left the hut in anger. In the meantime, Ryan was coming with fuel. Suddenly, 2 shots were fired, with which he gets so scared that the fuel falls from his hand. He called out, "Is anyone around?" But there was no one here. That's why he came back. He saw an unknown girl with Claire, who was actually Lena. She told him that she had a fight with her boyfriend. That's why he left her alone here. But now she has to go home. Ryan listens to her. He agrees to stay here. But in return, he will have to get involved in their work. Next day, Claire and she have good talks, with which they also become friends. But there, Ryan's trouble is not ending here. He notices that the farther he is going from his location, the more he is getting closer to him. That is, he comes back to the same hut again and again, which he finds very strange, and that's why he comes back to both of them, and said, "This place is not right. We should leave from here. But I want to know one thing. Where were you actually going? And who is this place? Does anyone know?" So Claire said that her husband told her that this is New Hampshire, but Lena says this place is Dakota, while Ryan says that he was on the Los Angeles route. After all this, he has now understood that he is in a big trouble, and that's why Ryan made up his mind that they will go as far as they can go tomorrow morning, so that they can take someone's help, or find some other way to get out of this place. At night, Lena and Ryan both have a very strange dream together, in which someone is giving them an injection, and there was also something similar to this, in which she is shivering with pain. Anyway, it was morning, so these people start walking with their luggage. There is a conversation between Claire and Lena, in which she shares some pages of her past with him. Her mother died giving birth to her. Since then, she has grown up in an orphanage. Then suddenly something hit her foot, and she fell. At the same time, a car of money fell from her Jeep. Ryan was surprised to see this. He quickly asked, "Where did you get so much money from?" In response, Lena said it was her savings, which she had kept with her boyfriend, but on the way, he took it. Then Claire's eyes fell on what Lena had hit. This was a handle, when Ryan broke it with his axe. So it is actually a German bunker, in which all the war stuff was kept, and some canned food was also there, on which the Nazi army symbol was made. Here Claire tells that her father had fought the First War. That's why such things keep coming and going in her house. Ryan brings out all those cans, and then comes out with both. But the problem was that he had come to the same cabin again. Now, according to him, he was walking straight. But maybe nothing is going to work here according to him. The next moment, we see that the three of them have dinner. Both are girls. They talk to each other, so Lena tells Claire the truth, that she steals because she has nothing else to do. She is not educated. Claire asked her, can she see the money again that she had robbed? Because she has never seen so much money. So Lena happily shows her the money. She laughed when she saw it, because it seemed like she was joking. Because the stamp on it was 1984. According to her, that money is of the future. But Lena said no. She lives in 1984, but according to Claire, this year is 1964. Now all this was very strange. That is, two women are in the same place, but from different timelines, from different times. Now when Ryan came, he was also asked the same question. What year is he from? He says he is from 2011. Now, after hearing this, they both told their whole story. At first, Ryan thought it was all a joke, but looking at the weight of their words, he understood that something is definitely wrong. In the meantime, a gunshot was heard from outside. Who is shooting again and again? When it was seen, it was found that he was an unknown person. Who has a gun in his hand? They needed help. That's why he came out. He was told that those people are in trouble. But that man speaks something in German, which he could not understand. But he understood that he was telling him to throw the axe. That's why he did that. When he opened his eyes, the next moment, all three of them were in captivity, and that German was missing. Now he started to understand somewhere that it may be that they have time travel. All three of them were in captivity, and that German was missing. The oldest, Claire of the year, asked, "Is time travel possible by 2011? It has become possible." So Ryan says that no, nothing like that happened. After a while, the German came back. So he opened Ryan's ropes. Then he took him out and beat him a lot. At the end of the day, he tied him to a tree. Then he came in and started asking those girls, who is he and where did he come from? Then he looked at Lena's locket, about which he started asking her. It was only Claire who knew German. That's why she explains to him that the locket belongs to his mother, and she has the same. Then he shows the same locket worn on his neck in German citizen's anger, in which there was a picture of a woman, who looks like Claire's mother. Things are slowly getting more and more annoying. But you stay because its end will shake you. Now he comes out with both the girls. Claire asks Ryan, does he have such a locket? But he refuses. In the meantime, the stranger had forgotten that Ryan had opened his rope. The next moment he is in the state in which he had kept these three. But standing there, these three are drowning in their own sorrow, because somewhere they see this story unraveling. Claire said that the picture in the locket with that man is his mother's. Ryan was not willing to believe this, but when Lena said that the woman in the picture is his grandmother, he lost his mind. Here we also know the name of that stranger, which Claire tells us. His name was, who was actually his father. But not only this, when Claire asked Lena the date of his birth, Then he said that 3rd of June 1964, this was the date on which Lena's mother died, giving birth to his daughter. And that daughter was no one else but Lena herself. Why did you get a shock? Now the whole cabin is in a state of shock. The thing has come out like this. Everyone has lost their minds. When Claire found out that her husband was actually killed in the war, then she went out of the cabin crying. But not only this. Another secret is revealed here. Sitting outside, Ryan tells Lena that his mother was actually a thief. But he denies this, because he did not have such a locket. But he had to say that he had the same locket. But he is still at his house. He tells that his mother was a thief, who used to rob the grocery store with her husband Noah. But one day she killed her husband, in whose crime she was hanged. This was a bitter truth, which was actually the truth. But Lena does not listen to this. And she also comes out of the cabin. Sitting outside, her daughter Lena went to Claire. Now that feeling is something different. The first thing is over, because since Claire found out that she would die giving birth to her daughter, her world seems to be ruined. But she is happy, because her daughter is alive, and her grandparents will take care of her later. But Lena told that her grandparents torture her a lot, and always keep her hungry. That's why she left her home in her childhood. After hearing this, she started crying, and came to the cabin, and explained everything to Charles, her father, and then she tried to free him. But Ryan forbids her to do this because he can be dangerous. But Claire is sure that her father will not do anything to her. But as soon as he got free, he ran away with his gun and clothes. From there, this wife Claire again remembers her scary dream, when she died giving birth to her child, because at that time her husband Evan was at war, and the ambulance arrived late at home. Ryan also told that he had also seen such a dream, in which he shoots his father, who used to torture him, and then he shoots himself too. And finally, it's Lena's turn. She also remembers the same hanged day. That is, all three of them know that they are going to die. And they also know how they are going to die. But they have not died yet. That means these three can change their past, for which Ryan immediately takes them to the same German bunker, because he believed that all this started after Charles' death. So we have to stop him first. Claire told that her father died on May 14th in Poland, in an airstrike. And today was May 14th, and the place where they are standing is Poland. That means they have a chance. Ryan thought and said that if Charles does not die, then his wife Claire will not marry again, which means he will be at home, and then she will be able to take Claire to the hospital during labor pain. That's why he immediately goes to find Charles, who was making a connection with the radio in the cabin. But he was bad, so Claire told him about the airstrike. But he does not listen to him, and he starts running. Then Ryan tries to stop him. But there is a terrible mistake in this. Charles shot, which goes straight to Lena. He runs away. But these two wounded come to the cabin with Lena. Ryan was very upset, because if Lena dies, then he will never be born. I have to stop him somehow. Saying this, he goes to catch Charles. Here, Claire tries to keep her daughter alive. That's why God has never given a person the power, that he can see his past tomorrow. Otherwise, he will start playing with things made by nature, which can have a very terrible consequence. Ryan found Charles, but every time he runs away from his clutches, but he saw one thing. Wherever he ran, he was coming to the same cabin again and again. That's why he also went to the same cabin, where both of them were in front of each other. Charles shoots him many bullets, but he does not get a single bullet, because now Ryan's existence is ending. Lena's last breath. As soon as her soul leaves her body, Ryan is losing his existence. And then a moment comes when he disappears completely, because Lena is dead. But Claire gets very angry at her father. He also made his future generation's life difficult. After all this, Charles believes his words, but now it's too late. Russian planes are visible in the sky. That's why both of them ran, but the bombs have started falling. Claire is also injured, but her father picks her up and comes to the bunker. Now, gradually, Claire's existence is also ending. Because Charles saved himself, he did not die at the time when he died. That is, everything will be fine now. But one thing will not change yet. You will find out what it was in a while. The scene shifts and reaches the same time in which the story began. But now things have changed a lot. Lena goes to the same grocery store, but in a different avatar, as a rich and educated girl. But when she came out of there, she saw Noah, who is going to do the same with his other girlfriend, but with a new girlfriend, which means this: Ryan will never be born, because Lena never met Noah. And this happened because Claire is still alive, which we see in the next scene, who now has the ashes of her father, which she respectfully scattered as ashes, Shraddhanjali. In 1964, now we see again in the same store, where Noah's new girlfriend Sophie looted everything. But in the end, his greed did not end, and his eyes fell on the box behind the cashier, which he asked to open. But the cashier warned him, if he goes inside, now nothing will be able to improve. But he did not listen, and a bullet went in his mouth, with which the story ends here. Friends, this is a very amazing story, which completely twists our and your mind. How did you like the story? Do tell us by commenting. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.